Outrageous prediction time. Ohio State against Penn State, a top 10 matchup. Number 3, Ohio State. Number 7, Penn State. Biggest game in college football this week. I'm going to go first on my outrageous prediction. I mentioned it. If you're listening, a Buckeye Talk listener, you'll hear it there on the Thursday edition of Buckeye Talk. I'm taking Julian Fleming for 2 touchdowns in this game. And frankly, I'm not predicting a lot of touchdowns in this game, and nor should anybody else. I think this is going to be a bit of a rock fight. Just have this vibe that maybe this is one of those guys where the narrative lines up, his usage lines up. It's been a weird year for him a little bit because there was a stretch last year once he got healthy at the start of the year where he had like 6 touchdown catches in 5 games. Right now he has no touchdown catches, and he's been playing every week. I think he's just due. I think he might be the answer for the attention that Penn State is going to rightly pay to Marvin Harrison Jr., and especially if Emeka Egbuka can't play, they have to have that second option step up. He's a Pennsylvania guy. This is his last chance probably to ever go against the Nittany Lions. This is his chance to kind of make a big mark in Ohio State history and help them potentially win a huge, huge game. Stephen, what is your outrageous prediction?
So it's based off of what JT Tuimoloau did last year. It's not all of those things, but we talked about this a lot. A lot of what JT Tuimoloau did against Penn State as a pass rusher came when he was on the opposite side of Olu Fashanu. He went against their less experienced, not as good right tackle in those situations. I think JT is going to be lined up against Olu Fashanu for a lot of the days, and outside of maybe some big play opportunities when they do flip it, this could be a big day for Jack Sawyer. 2.5 sacks for Jack Sawyer because I think so much attention is going to get paid to JT Tuimoloau. So much attention is going to get paid to Tyleik Williams and what he's starting to turn into. So much attention continues to be paid to Mike Hall, who already is playing nose and taking up double teams. There's going to be opportunities for Jack Sawyer, the pass rusher, to get after the quarterback. And I think last week he started to build some momentum with those 1.5 sacks. So 2.5 sacks, Jack Sawyer continues that tradition of Ohio State defensive linemen playing Penn State and basically having a breakout performance.
That's one on offense, one on defense. Andrew, what is your outrageous prediction?
I kind of go in line with you. I was kind of thinking something similar to Julian Fleming. So I'm going to say he's Ohio State's leading receiver on Saturday, and he scores. I think that when you talk about what Penn State's defense is going to do, I mean, you think about the Notre Dame game. Notre Dame doubled Marv the entire game, and Notre Dame has a really good corner in Benjamin Morrison, and Penn State has a really good corner in Kalen King. So you're going to double him, and then when it comes time, you're going to double him with one of the better corners in the country over top of Marv. That's just going to let everybody else kind of have a little bit more extra room. Marv only had, I think it was 3 for 38 against Notre Dame. So if you can get, I mean, I know he was hurt for some of that time, but if you get a little bit more out of Marv, that's still, 5 for 60, 5 for 55. I think you can get a lot out of Julian Fleming this week because what does Penn State do really well defensively? They get after you. They get after the quarterback. They pressure you really well. The ball's got to come out of Kyle McCord's hands, and I think this could just be a week where Julian Fleming has a really nice game underneath, gives a safety blanket. I thought about Cade Stover for this too, but I think Julian Fleming could be a real nice option underneath for Kyle McCord, just getting the ball out quickly, making sure he's getting the ball into the hands of the playmakers, because if Marv's going to be doubled, somebody's got to get the ball. I think it's going to be Julian Fleming.
I actually think those 2 touchdowns that I predicted for him could be the 2 catches he has, because that's just the kind of player he is sometimes, making the most of a small opportunity. But we'll see. A lot of more talk about this game on Buckeye Talk. Get that wherever you can find podcasts, and get the text 614-350-3315. There's going to be a lot of information that we need to get out of this team before it even takes the field on Saturday, and that's where we'll be sending it first from cleveland.com.